Everybody.
Yes.
Yes. Well, some of you may know, some of you may not know. We were out of town for a while. We were in
Yeah.
Hawaii
Yeah.
for a significant amount of time visiting family, and we
Yeah.
love our family. We love our
Absolutely.
family so much.
Yes.
And as Ram Dass says, if you think you're enlightened, go visit your
Go visit your
family. Go visit your
family.
family. So, as much fun and love as we share, there's also lots of triggers that come up as well.
Yeah.
Being around family, that's just, that's part of this whole process, part of this whole earth.
Can any of you relate to that? Being around family can maybe cause triggers. Can anybody relate to anything in that realm? Yeah, pretty much everybody has some type of thing like that, even in relationships with very close friends. We get triggered from time to time. That's just what occurs. And so when those things come up, how do we actually respond? And what is the opportunity?
Yeah. Well, and the beautiful thing is at the end of the day, when you step back and look at the big picture, the real relationship is always with ourself, right? So if you get triggered, and this is what we found, you're getting triggered by a family member, it really is reflecting to us. They're actually helping us, right? They're helping us to see that part inside of us that is seeking to be healed,
That's
right?
right.
So when that trigger comes up, that's what we had to do is really go inward, and really listen into what is the story that I'm telling myself about myself. What are the judgments that are coming up? What are the disempowering beliefs that are coming up? And go into that inner being, that inner aspect of self. Usually it's a younger part of self, some part of us that was wounded when we were younger, a younger version, and we go in and we send that part of us love, and we tell that part of us the truth. Right? There's a disempowering story that we're telling ourselves that's triggered by a family member. And then we go in and affirm the opposite of that, really, really tell ourselves the truth of whatever it is that is showing up in our world.
Absolutely. Hey, Shafiq. Yes, I hope you're keeping well.
Yeah.
I can relate. Yeah, everyone can relate to getting triggered by family members or by friends. And again, at the end of the day, it's our relationship to ourselves. Because when we're pointing at another family member and saying, oh, they're causing this or that, we always have to look at, well, what is transformed? That's why we're here. That's why we have these. If we are going through this process, there are things that we are taking on from past lives, ancestral emotional DNA, from childhood pain and trauma that we have the opportunity to heal. So when we do get triggered in this way, it's really an opportunity for us to look at it, go within, see what the story is that we're telling ourselves. If it's I'm not good enough, or generally if we're pointing at somebody else and saying they're not good enough, it's something about something that is getting reacted within us or triggered within us. So that's really the opportunity, is to look within ourselves. Get still, get quiet, start to do that work. And when we do that, that's when we have the opportunity for everything else to be healed. So when you do get triggered by a family member, all we have to do is say thank you. It's hard in the moment. We know that. But we say thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. And we look back at these different times and we say thank you for the opportunity to heal and have more awareness around the areas of my life that are seeking to be healed.
Yeah, and generally it's giving what it is that we're saying, that's an old way of being. That's an old paradigm that was coming up, an old disempowering paradigm that was coming up, that was really rooted in childhood. and you know, just being with that part of self, telling myself, you know, that you're good enough, you're
Yeah.
wonderful, you know, and then giving that. So if I'm feeling disconnected,
Yeah.
how can I go and share connection, you
Yes.
know, share connection. So, you know, I made a choice. The old way of being would be to retract from family and maybe go and isolate in a room. And I made the choice to like step out of that old disempowering way of being and step into what I really am seeking. I'm seeking connection. So let me be the connector. Let me be the one that starts the conversation. Let
That's
me
right.
be the one who gives more love to somebody in the family that maybe is, you know, I can tell is seeking it, you know, and receive it as well.
That's right. So that's the action step for today. Which family member need or is seeking that healing? And what is it that you're telling yourself, and how can you give that? If it's something that you want your family members to be more loving, how can you be more loving towards them and really more loving towards yourself? If you want more generosity, how can you be more generous to and with your those within those relationships, or generous with yourself? If it's loving, if it's bringing light, if it's bringing joy, if it's bringing laughter, whatever you're saying these individuals are not providing, how can you provide that more for yourself and then let that emanate out to the rest of your family? Because I guarantee you start to do that, your energy will shift. And like we always talk about, this is an energy game. Your energy shifts, your world shifts, your reality shifts, and your relationship to we love the islands up here in the mighty Northern California as well, being surrounded by nature and being with you beautiful people. We're just sending you a love, light, and aloha to have a beautiful, beautiful day.
Yeah, I love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.